Void. I am Agitated Crane, and today we have another exciting episode of Russian bot review, in which we will be reviewing My Hero Academia episode 13, final episode in the first season, titled In Each of Our Hearts, which is adapting chapter 20 of the manga, titled The World of Prose, and chapter 21, titled In Each of Our Hearts, so same as the name of the episode. Now, the episode starts with All Might defeating Nomu again, and it's there is a little interaction between Shigaraki. Is it Shigaraki? Yeah, Shigaraki. I am sorry, I'm really bad with names, especially Japanese names. Sorry. But I want to talk about manga because I feel like it flows slightly better. Manga switches instead to the mountain zone, where we have Momo Yaoyorozu. Oh my god, I think I pronounced it correctly. We also have Denki Kaminari, and also there is Kyokajiro. And when we last left them, they defeated a lot of trash enemies. One second. But we kinda got like a cliffhanger where we saw that there was a hand rising from the ground, so not all enemies were defeated. And with Kaminari in weakened state, should I call it weakened state? He is being like completely fried currently. Like his brain is not working at all. He was just I guess stumbling around and got captured by this villain. So in Mountain Zone we have a hostage situation. The girls don't know what to do, which honestly I'm a little bit surprised with. I feel like well, okay, maybe they didn't really have much experience with hostages yet, so I guess that works. But I feel like Momo could have handled it if she wanted to, but it's fine. So the mountain zone has this situation. Meanwhile, where we have Shigaraki facing off All Might, the dust kind of settles, and we can see that All Might is standing there in his full power. And Shigaraki is kind of shooked because he expected Nomu to win. Nomu was specially engineered to fight All Might, and it didn't work out, obviously. And he's kind of freaking out. And he's telling to himself that this guy is not weakened at all. Like he's still plenty strong, and I must have been lied to, which is something that he mentioned in other episode as well. That he got an information from someone that All Might is weakened and now is the time to attack. I didn't comment on it then because I honestly kind of forgot. I had it in notes, but I think I was at the time like catching some mad flow, and so I was improvising and talking about different topics, and I guess I skipped that note completely. But yeah, we noticed it before that there is someone feeding information to Shigaraki. Um, All Might understands that he is done basically, right? He already was at the limit when he arrived at school, and now he had a difficult fight where he went beyond his limit basically, and so he he's using all his might to basically stay in his heroic shape. He even kind of we get an insight into his thoughts, and he says, "If I even move, I will probably revert to my weakened state." So he is literally just standing there, clenching his buttocks, waiting for what's coming next. And his plan is to bluff. So he kind of taunts Shigaraki and says, "Oh, you guys want to defeat me? Come at me then." Right? And we get a nice shot of his eyes again. Just like we were not getting much of All Might eyes before, and this was like a huge deal for me. I kept complaining about it that we cannot see them at all. Um, we can only see them in the weekend state, and in weekend state he looks kind of creepy anyway. But now in this fight with Nomu, and now when he is intimidating Shigaraki, we can see his eyes, and I mean they are doing great job making his eyes look intimidating. I mean, I guess it's not that hard because it's what I was talking about, that the eyes are the windows to your soul, right? So if you cannot see the eyes of the human, you are kind of sus of him, and then if you see dark eyes like this, you obviously get uh, shitty pants. So yeah. Um, and Shigaraki, as I said, he is scared. He is scratching himself. He is completely losing it. However, there is another villain, and that villain being Kurogiri, the Warp Gate, and he seems to be keeping his cool. And he says, "Look, it's quite obvious that Nomu did some damage. You can see that he is damaged, so he is weakened, and we still have some trash villains around. We can still try to defeat him." And he kind of rallies Shigaraki out of his funk, I guess, and they begin to charge. They begin to charge, and Izuku, because Izuku kind of understands that All Might is faking it. He's not. He doesn't have any juice left to fight two other villains. That he barely has enough strength to just stand. So he understands this, and so he uses one for all power and charges the enemies as well. So the enemies are charging All Might, Izuku is charging the enemies, and his plan is actually to take out Warp Gate, who he considers to be more dangerous, which I guess is because he overheard the conversation that they had, where Warpgate was bragging about kind of like closing the portal on All Might, so he can be crushed like that. Although I feel like Shigaraki also has very dangerous power, so it's kind of curious that Izuku decided to go for Warpgate. But as he was closing in on the attack, which again he used his legs to be faster, and apparently he still has no control over it. He had accidental control when he tried to throw a punch against Shigaraki in one of the previous episodes, but now when he used it again, it again destroyed his body. But he is on the trajectory, and he is planning to punch Warpgate, but suddenly Shigaraki comes in through Warpgate to touch Izuku, and again the situation looks bleak, but suddenly his hand gets fucking shot with a bullet, and yeah. So basically, reinforcements arrived, and they brought guns. They brought guns to the hands fight, and we see that there is. Hold on, I guess I should probably show you guys the reinforcements. Come on, reinforcements. There we go, reinforcements. So we get some familiar faces. We obviously get Ida, who finally, I guess, reached his destination and got everyone to. Oh my god! Completely lost the word. Well, basically, Ida went for reinforcements, and he finally brought them here. And as you can see, front and center, you have like this cowboy guy, and he has guns. Now, anime has slightly more action scenes for this whole exchange. So, in manga, a cowboy guy just shoots around, and he also resolves the hostage situation in the mountain area. But in anime, it's like I quite liked the animation for that, where the bullet kind of flew through this mountainous area and stuff like that. But then we also have in anime a bunch of trash mobs still active, and they, in like moment of insane enlightenment, decided to charge the group of I think people. I think it's something like 12 superheroes. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, at the very least 10, right? And they get absolutely obliterated by President Mike, who we can see uses his power. So he has like a sonic scream or whatever, banshee scream that he can use. And we also get this guy who is behind here, this skeleton looking guy, and he he vomits a bunch of clones that fight the rest of the small fly villains. We also have this BDSM lady. I'm not sure what that is about, but she's here. So yeah, Oh, there is someone behind here as well. So that's 11 already. Yeah. Okay, so I guess here we have 11. Right, let me check notes, so I'm sure I'm not forgetting something. Okay, so now it's really game over. Like the Shigaraki cannot win this. He knows this, so they are retreating with Warp Gate. But before he can even retreat, he gets shot in like all the hands, all the legs. This cowboy guy is just shooting through everyone, and through Shigaraki especially. And as Warpgate tries to kind of cover him, we then get another superhero trying to intervene, and that's that being our dear friend. Where is our dear friend? Our dear friend 13, who is still in action, badly damaged but still fighting. So she, they keep calling him he, but I'm pretty sure the voice actress is she. I think it's she. Maybe it's like just too much voice modification. Maybe my hearing is just bad, but I'm deciding that it's she. So she tries to get Warp Gate. Unfortunately, they are not successful, and the villains escape, with Shiragaki saying to All Might that next time he's going to kill him. And that's a wrap. That's a victory. I want to talk a little bit about the cowboy guy who is using guns. Where do I start with this? Well, okay, so I was talking about previously that superhero comics are sci-fi in nature. Even so, they usually prefer hand-to-hand combat, swords, magic, energy projection, all that stuff, right? Guns are, I feel like they are relatively rare. And when you get them, you usually get them with characters who are more like anti-heroes. So, for example, Punisher, right? He uses guns. Deadpool uses guns. Who else uses guns? Various dead shots, kill shots, and whatever shots, blood sports in Suicide Squad, they are using guns. And I'm not entirely sure why it is, but I think there is this this understanding that heroes do not use guns, or if they do, it's some sort of futuristic gun that fires lasers. And I think it's because guns are I feel like they are meant to kill, if that right, because you can shoot someone dead. Guns for incapacitation are kind of weird. Like, sure, you can shoot people's legs, but even then, when you shoot legs, there is like a chance that you hit some major artery and the person will bleed out. So I think maybe because of that the only characters who use guns are actually using them with intent to kill, not to disarm or do like some trick shots and basically not severely damage the person. So I was kind of surprised seeing guns implemented here. Not to mention that he went like really crazy on Shigaraki. So yeah, kind of interesting here. But we get again narration from Izuku, and in general that the stuff that pro heroes deal with, that it's kind of like the world of evil, and that the students are not ready for it. And again, I have to push back against this a little bit, because the heroes are heavily reported on. So it seems strange to me that we are surprised that there are villains who are willing to kill, or like really evil. Because surely you have you had instances in the past where, oh, this hero died because he was killed by this supervillain, or oh, this hero was late and this supervillain killed a bunch of people. So I'm really surprised that they keep pushing this. It's like they are pretending that the students were sheltered and had no clue how evil the evil people could be. And I understand that hearing something on the news, or like learning about it and stuff like that, it's different from personal experience, but still, like I don't know, it seems to be, it doesn't seem to match with the world building. Anyway, All Might says to Izuku that he saved him, that it's thanks to him that that there was this little time given, and that he basically delayed villains enough for reinforcements to arrive, and so he's very thankful to Izuku. Kirishima charges towards Izuku because he knows that Izuku is probably damaged, and he's a good lad. All Might even says so. But All Might is reversing to his weakened body, and he doesn't want Kirishima to know about it. And thankfully, we get intervention from one of the pro heroes, and I think I will try to get another shot here. Yeah, so he basically gets stopped by this wall of cement, and we get explanation that this pro hero is Cementos. Cementos has very strong Departos energy, and I'm not sure if you guys know who Departos is. If you do not know it, you really don't need to know it. It's a reference to silly World of Warcraft character who is silly, I guess, due to the voice acting. And it was like a very minor character, but he has that that energy, I guess, because of the name. But yeah, so his quirk is cement manipulation, and apparently he's insanely strong in cement jungles. So in modern times, in towns, he's insanely powerful. So yeah, he protects All Might's secret. We also learn that he's a huge fan of All Might, and then we get a scene with villains who return to their hideout, and Shigerami. Is it Shigerami? Shigaraki. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard. I even have notes, but it takes time to find it. I find the name, and my brain decides to change the letters. Which, by the way, I think in previous couple of episodes I was talking about Demon Slayer. Like I was just mentioning it slightly, and I'm pretty sure I called Tanjiro Toshiro, and I called the Flame Hashira Rangiku, which is again girl from Bleach, not the guy from not the Flame Hashira guy. And so I'm a little bit embarrassed of that as well. Anyway, so in the supervillain's hideout, we see that there is actually someone pulling the strings, and to this someone, Shigaraki complains that All Might was not depowered at all. He still is very strong. He defeated Nomu, and they barely escaped. That you lied to us. It wasn't even that you lied. He says you were wrong, Master. To which Master, through this communication device, he replies that no, I was not wrong, but we kind of rushed this, and next time it will be better. And there is general this talk like, oh, we are so evil, we want to destroy All Might, and Shigaraki is saying, oh, Nemo was defeated, and the person at the other end of communication is surprised by Nemo being defeated, that they spent so much what was it? Resources, I guess, to get him developed. Well, they say trouble, but I'm sure it was a bunch of resources as well. But yeah, regardless. So Shigaraki is talking not only with the master, in quotation marks, but there is some other person as well, so that there are two people communicating with Shigaraki. Shigaraki also reports that Izuku was there, and well, he doesn't name him by name, obviously. He doesn't know it, but he mentions that there was this kid who had the same power as All Might, to which the master sounds surprised. So it sounds to me that this master guy is someone who knows All Might, who knows All Might's secret, and who probably knows how the power works as well. So what I am thinking is that perhaps it is the guy who gave him the wound, right? Because that way he would know that All Might is weakened, and maybe he even gave him the wound because he was trying to take a bite out of him or something. But they give Shigaraki instructions to build an army, basically. Maybe not an army, maybe just like a team, but basically collect stronger villains to take his time. That they are not in a rush at this point, and next time they will for sure succeed. And they want Shigaraki to become the symbol of fear or terror or whatever. So there you go. That is happening. Back at school, we have the police arriving and arresting the villains, the small trashy villains, as well as kind of investigating what happened. We get to see the class. Everyone is okay. The girl, what's her name? Hagakure. She's there, and she talks with Ojiro, who is the hamster guy. I call him hamster guy. He has nothing to do with hamsters. But she talks with him, and she says, "Oh, I heard you were in the fire zone, and you were there alone, and you somehow managed. So that was cool." So there seems to be kind of like maybe a crash going on between Hagakure and Ojiro. So that's kind of cool. If you remember, I believe they were partners during basic hero training as well. So when they had that bomb recovery training, and Ojiro asks her where she was, and she replies that she was at the landslide zone with Todoroki. And apparently Todoroki did not notice her, and she just stayed quiet because Todoroki basically handled everything himself. I went through previous episodes, and I went through previous chapters of the manga to make absolutely sure that I did not miss like an Easter egg, or would you even call it Easter egg? I was basically looking for flying gloves or like shoes in those areas, and there was nothing. So she must have preemptively removed gloves and shoes to be completely invisible, to stay out of everyone's sight. On the same note, we also have no clue where Aoyama was, the French laser, the guy with the laser belt. And there is kind of like this funny moment where he's trying to get everyone to ask him where he was. So he kind of tries to bait one group, they completely ignore him. Then he tries to bait another group, and they completely ignore him. And then he finally catches Tsuyu-chan who is a good girl, and she finally asks him where he was, and he says, "Well, that's a secret." and I'm curious what are we doing with him and where he was as well. Like that's kind of sus that he was not anywhere, right? I really feel like that's kind of weird. I wonder if we will get a revelation later where he was. Right. The police detective. I'm gonna call him detective because he has. I guess maybe I should call him commissioner because it's. I feel like he is gonna fill that role of Commissioner Gordon. So I'm gonna call him commissioner. And he gives an update on the injured people. So he says Aizawa is safe. He's in the hospital, and there are like fractures to his hands. There are fractures to his face. Thankfully, no damage to the brain, but there could be some damage to the eyes, and perhaps he may have what was the wording they used? There is a chance he may suffer long-term loss of vision, which is quite serious, right? Because if he has the quirk that is relying on the site, and while he can still teach, I think, even if he becomes blind, I think his superheroing is over, unless there is some kind of, I don't know, a cure for that. 13 is safe as well. She is in the hospital. She had some damage to the back and arms, but in general, she is fine. So she should recover as well. Or he. I think it's she, honestly. I still... I mention this whenever I talk about 13, but I'm pretty sure it's her. So yeah, that. They also mentioned that All Might is in the nurse's office, and Recovery Girl is taking care of him. Same with Midoriya, so everyone is happy that Midoriya is safe as well. And then we get this character. And I want to mention this character because it's like it's just like a throwaway line where the commissioner says, "Oh, Sansa take care of things here, and I'm going to talk with principal," or something like that. But I just wanted to talk about this guy because he's a cat, and the girls in the class are surprised that he is a cat and not a dog, because I guess there is an association of the police dogs instead of cats. But why I want to talk about him is because he has a fucking bell on his on his throat, and I'm like, okay, if you have a quirk that is making you a furry, why do you decide that a bell is an acceptable accessory while you are a police officer? I'm just so surprised. And I mean, look here, right? So we have people with quirks working in police as well. And we have talked about it at length when we first learned about quirks, that the quirks are very common. You have 80% of populace with quirks. And I was complaining about why would heroes appear if you can have a police force with quirks. And yeah, here we see the police officer with a quirk, supposedly. But I think they kind of try to touch on it in just a second. So commissioner goes to talk with principal, and they principal in the meantime talks with the other teachers, and they talk about villain with the warp ability, because they say that quirk is very rare, and it's surprising that well, not surprising, it's disappointing that they turned to evil, that they became villain. And when they were talking about that, the principal kind of had like this sad face, and I wonder if he knows something, if he suspects something maybe. When also talking about rare quirks, I realized that we do have quirk registration system, so surely if you are investigating villains, you can look into the quirk database and see who has those quirks. But then again, maybe it would be hard to define the quirk. So for example, Shigaraki had that disintegrating touch, right? But then what is that disintegration? Is that like some sort of acidic disintegration? Is that some sort of time manipulation? Is it something else completely? So I guess maybe it would still be difficult to pinpoint who the villain is. And also I wonder if it's possible to dodge the quirk registration, because they made it sound that if you are going to school, then you are basically just the government registers you. And I don't think it's that common in Japanese society to dodge school or be like homeschooled or something like that. So I feel like it would be difficult to avoid having your quirk registered. Although then again, you can be maybe from a different country. Do they have the similar system? Do they have databases connected? Is it like a worldwide database? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows, I tell you. But yeah, Commissioner Gordon talks with the principal, and he says that he would like to, and I quote, investigate the school area, I guess. And the principal says, yes, of course, you are the authority, and we cooperate with you, and that's like your specialty. And so I guess the writer is trying to separate heroes from the police, in the sense that the police is kind of like detectives, and heroes are like an emergency responders. I guess that's what we are going for. We then get also notified that the police captured Nomu. They found him in some remote area, well, not remote, nearby to school, and he was completely regenerated, but he is completely like blank. He's not responding, he's not talking. And honestly, like during the whole U.S.J. arc, I'm pretty sure Nomu only responded to Shigaraki commands. So I have a feeling that he may be like a completely wiped, like just a puppet, like a complete puppet. So they captured him, and I guess he will come into play later. Meanwhile, at the nurse's office, we get to see our boys. Here is captured Nomu, by the way. So yeah, he's captured and he's like completely blank. Meanwhile, at the nurse's office, we have All Might discussing with Recovery Girl and with Izuku that the events, right? And Recovery Girl says that she cannot really blame them because the situation was serious this time, but still, like, he shouldn't have went that hard. To which All Might says, "Well, I had to go that hard, otherwise I would have been killed." So, yeah, Nomu was a serious threat. And All Might confirms what I was speculating in the previous episode, that... One second. That pushing over the limit is going to have lasting effects. And so he is likely now going to have shorter time in the hero mode. And he says that he probably shortened it again, and he is hoping that he can stay at least an hour in this mode, where previously he could stay 3 hours. And then we get Commissioner Gordon, who enters the nurse's office, and we get to learn that his name is Tsukauchi Naomasa, and he is a friend of All Might, a very dear friend. If you remember when earlier in the season All Might was talking with Recovery Girl, and he was saying, please keep quiet, because I don't want anyone to overhear about one for all power and that it is transferable, and I gave it to Izuku. And he mentioned that while the condition is known to many again, sorry, while his like condition is known to pros and the faculty, to the teachers, the secret about one for all power is known only to principal, Recovery Girl, Izuku, and a dear friend. So this Tsukauchi character is the dear friend that he was talking about. And I want to also remind you guys that in the second, I think it was second episode, when Izuku was asking about being a hero, if it is possible to become to be a hero while you don't have any quirk, All Might mentioned that you could try joining. I think he was saying something like villain prison warden or something like that, villain detention officer, something like that. So I wonder if he was kind of referencing that he was saying that it's a respectable job as well. So I wonder if he was saying that because he has friend Tsukauchi, who is kind of in that era, and I wonder if Tsukauchi is quirkless as well, or if he has a quirk, because it's You know what, actually? I kind of speculated about this and I didn't really want to mention it because I decided that it's too stupid. Well, not really stupid, but I couldn't really get sufficient evidence to bring it up. But when we kind of had this master character that Shigaraki was talking with, and then after that we get introduced to Tsukauchi, who knows All Might, knows his secrets, he's supposedly a dear friend. And you know what I was thinking? Like, I started to think that maybe he is the master. And that it would be like, maybe he is the mastermind behind all of this. But then I was kind of like, no, why am I automatically suspecting like a friend? And I think one of the reasons why I did suspect him was that the way he looks, right? Because he looks like really plain, and it's to me it's really suspicious. And at first I was like, okay, so maybe it's I don't know. My spidey sense is tingling. But then I rewatched the episode and I was trying. Well, I didn't really try too hard to compare the voice of the master with the voice of. My God, what is his name? Tsukauchi. I I didn't really spend too much time comparing, but it sounds different. But now when I started to talk about the All Might secret and stuff like that, and the fact that Izuku is quirkless and that All Might mentioned this kind of like police related job, that it's respectable, that maybe, and I started to speculate maybe Tsukauchi is also quirkless, and I'm speculating this because All Might, when thinking about quirkless job, I guess, he immediately thought about this police-related job, and so I'm thinking maybe Tsukuichi is quirkless, and then if that's the case, wouldn't it be kind of interesting if he was quirkless and then he learned from All Might that he passed his quirk to Izuku, who is also quirkless, and he would be like, okay, hold on, what the fuck, I'm your friend, I'm quirkless, and you found someone else who is quirkless and you are passing his power to him. So then he would become this mastermind who is, because he knows the secrets. But then it sounded like Master was surprised about Izuku. He was surprised, but it sounded like he knew that it's possible that All Might passed his power. It's not flat out stated, but it sounded like he knew how the power works, and so when Shigaraki mentioned that there was a kid with similar power, something clicked for Master. But anyway, All Might says, well, I guess I should mention that Tsukaichi tries to kind of console All Might that thanks to All Might and other heroes fighting the villains. Well, he mentions specifically Aizawa and 13. thanks to them fighting villains, the kids were unharmed and everything ended up relatively well. To which All Might replies that actually the kids fought as well, and he then mentions that the villains did like a huge mistake by trying to attack them, because they basically triggered the students to become stronger. And he says that the class 1A will become that they will become strong heroes. And here is a small difference between manga and anime. In anime he says, "I know it." I'm pretty sure that's what he says. I have very limited Japanese, but some words I recognize. So I think he says that he's sure of it, that they will become strong heroes. And then in manga the translation says that he, All Might, is gonna make sure that they will become strong heroes. So yeah, there is that. At which point manga ends. It does have after credits though, and in the after credits Izuku again narrates that this attack on U.S.J was just the beginning, that it's like part of the larger plan or whatever. But he also leaves Nurse's office, and it's already late, it's dark outside, and we have Uraraka and Ida waiting for him. And I don't know, it's at this point it's not surprising, but it still felt like a very sweet moment, so I absolutely love it. And then we get a shot, I guess, as a tease for next villain or next arc. I think next villain probably is the better term, and it's some type of, I'm gonna call him Ronin because he has some samurai sword, but he looks kind of creepy, and he is hanging on some rooftops, pretending to be a gargoyle or whatever. So yeah, but in the manga chapter, what chapter we are on, 21, actually has 2 more pages which are not adapted in the anime, and I read them because I figured it's the end of the arc, so there shouldn't be like some huge spoilers or anything like that. And it's actually, I'm glad that I read it because it explains what is going to happen next. So we are I don't think it's the next day of school, but basically soon after we have another school day, and we have another homeroom class, and Aizawa appears. Aizawa looks like a mummy. This is the current state of Aizawa, and he kind of wobbles towards his teacher desk or whatever, and he says my welfare isn't important because everyone is kind of like worried about him. And he says, oh, that's not important because your fight is far from over, and everyone is kind of like scared and serious. And he says, UA's sport festival is fast approaching. And on that gasp revelation we end chapter 21, and I am absolutely happy about this because this is kind of what I was complaining. Well, it's one thing that I was speculating about, because I was saying like in my In my school back home, we used to have these competitions between classes. So I'm expecting that this sports festival is going to be competition between classes. So we are going to see new characters, more people from the school, and we will see more character development and more quirks from our main class. So I'm really looking forward to it, and so that's why I'm happy that I read this page. So yeah. Now, as always, we are gonna check some notes, and this time we have notes about Denki Kaminari, and there isn't really that much groundbreaking stuff here. Kohei just mentions that just like Kirishima, this guy is supposed to be like this middle person, I guess, that it's not one of the extremes where Bakugo is extreme toughness, Izuku is extreme niceness and stuff like that, but those guys, Kaminari and Kirishima, are kind of like the middle, and they are the bridge between other groups in the class. So that's Kaminari, and then we also got a note about Mezo Shoji, and again, nothing groundbreaking, just that Kohei likes to draw not quite humanoid characters, which I kind of noticed when he was drawing trash villains. And yeah, he does mention that he wants to do more with him, but he's not sure what to do yet. So I guess we won't be seeing much of him in the next arc. So yeah, that's My Hero Academia season 1. Oh, hold on. Well, no, that's, I guess, chapter 22, so I guess we will talk about it in chapter 22, if I don't forget. There is like a sketch of Uraraka and like some additional info about her, but yeah, that's for chapter 22. So how should we summarize My Hero Academia season 1? In general, I liked it. It's shonen anime. It's I feel like it's very hard to mess it up. So I like it. But if you watched my previous episode, I did mention some stuff that I felt could have been improved, or that I felt is missing. So one of the things is animation. Animation is not bad, right? And I'm not an expert on animation, so I can't really complain about like specific cases where something I didn't like or stuff like that. But I just, and I feel like maybe I have been spoiled, but the anime that I watched before this was Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer animation is like next level, right? It's very clear what is happening. The fights are very cool. Everything is very sharp, very clear, and that's the way I like it. When we have those cases where we have like this rubbery anatomy because of the fast movement and stuff like that, that's something I don't personally like. I know that it's supposed to. I know. Well, okay. I heard from some other YouTubers that this type of animation is actually on the skill level, it's supposed to be very, very cool and very um, good, professional, I guess. I don't know. But it's not something that I personally prefer. Uh, so there is that. We didn't really get. I feel like we haven't really gotten oh my god moment. Izuku still doesn't know how to use his powers. All Might, while we got the fight with him, it was that animation that I didn't really like. So I'm waiting for something else. I'm waiting for Bakugo to go nuclear as well at some point. The characters of the class itself did not get to shine in this arc either. Like, we had some small moments, some small interactions, but I want more out of them, I guess. And considering we had entrance exam and we had evaluation, I feel like story-wise it would have maybe made sense to give them more spotlight in the beginning. But if we will get it in the sports festival arc, then I will be fine with it, I guess, because it's still kind of beginning. Like, I don't feel like we even completed any major arcs yet. I know that U.S.J is classified as an arc, but it was, I think, 3 or maybe 4 episodes. And as I said, it wasn't like big, I would say. We had majority of the enemies were trash mobs. We didn't really get like a proper fight. Even Aizawa fight wasn't that insane because he wasn't fighting someone serious. He was fighting trash mobs. We don't know anyone from the faculty. Well, almost anyone from the faculty. We got to see them, but we didn't get to interact with them yet, which is again kind of strange because I feel like the first arc should have been like this first week where we get to kind of understand what the school is, who the teachers are, who the students are, and stuff like that. Because it's kind of like consider Harry Potter, for example, right? I'm bringing it up because it's also like school setting. Hogwarts plays a huge role in that story. Like, it's I think my books even had like the maps of the school grounds, and I'm kind of missing that. Like, we didn't get. We know the school is huge, but we didn't really get like a map where we have this area here for combat training, we have this area here. We don't even know like the class schedule or lesson schedule because again, in Harry Potter we would hear from Harry that okay, on Monday I have potions, defense against the dark arts, divination, and all those lessons. Here it almost sounds like we have just regular classes, and then once in a while we have basic hero training, which I'm not sure. Is that it? Is that enough? Shouldn't it be then something like, oh, we have combat training, we have rescue training, we have like make the school more unique with it, right? And then also, like, me personally, I'm not a fan of some of the character designs. I don't really like um, universes where you have those weird looking characters that are not really humanoid, which is kind of funny because we just read the note that Kohei actually likes to draw those not exactly humanoid characters. So, but it's not even that I don't like it. I mean, I read Fairy Tail for a very long time, and you have a bunch of characters there who do not look human, right? But my problem is that I don't understand quirks, and I get that we probably were not. Maybe the quirks were not fully explained yet. Maybe there is like a secret behind the quirks. But so far, I was expecting them to be like mutations. But then you have some stuff that kind of works like magic, some stuff that kind of works like technology, and I don't know, it just that doesn't make sense to me. So I really need like a proper explanation why it is like this, because I'm not sure I can accept that some people just have like batteries in their ass and that's their mutation. That seems really strange to me. So yeah, I feel like we still haven't gotten into like this proper pace for this show. Like it still feels like an introduction. And if that is the case, then I would have expected to get more introduction for students, for the school, for teachers, even for villains. But here it seems like we are not really focusing on the introduction, and yet the pacing feels like we still haven't started. So yeah. But anyway, it may sound that like I'm criticizing the show and the manga too much, but I really like I don't want you to think that I don't like it. I do like it, and I will continue watching it and reading it as well. It's just like some small things that I felt like I should mention so you kind of understand my stance a little bit better. Now, let's talk about a Russian bot review series. So, I initially intended this series to be for a review of movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. And I had problems starting it because I wanted to actually create like script for it, and then I would read the script, and that did not work out. I spent too much time on the script, and then when I was reading it, I felt really stupid. I felt monotone, and I felt like it's not too authentic. So I decided that it would be better for me to improvise, to just have some notes that I follow, and so that's the way I do it now. And I decided to start with My Hero Academia because it's something that I wanted to watch, but something that I don't really know anything about, right? Because I kind of wanted to maybe cover Demon Slayer and Black Clover and some other anime, because Demon Slayer, I believe, is finished, and Black Clover anime is finished as well, but it ended on cliffhanger, and I really wanted to kind of switch after anime, switch to manga. But I felt like starting with anime that I already watched would be strange. That I would lose this speculation aspect and reaction angle as well. And so I decided to start with a show that I'm not familiar with, that I haven't watched before, and that's where My Hero Academia started. And I actually had no clue how many episodes My Hero Academia has, because I was aware of like 2 or 3 seasons. And now I see now that I started uploading My Hero Academia to YouTube, decided to recommend me My Hero Academia content. And I see there are some like reaction channels who are watching, I guess, current run of My Hero Academia, which is on season 8. On top of that, season 1 of My Hero Academia has 13 episodes, so this is the last one in the first season, and then later seasons have something like 20 plus episodes. That's longer than I expected, but I'm still committed to watch it, to see it through. So I will be continuing watching My Hero Academia until we catch up with anime, at which point we will, I think, switch to manga if manga is still ongoing and anime doesn't cover manga. So that. But I think what I'm trying to do currently is on the channel is have both gameplays and those reviews, and I'm trying to have 2 uploads per day, so one being for gaming and another being for Russian bot review. At this point, I think I have 6 or 7 episodes in the pipeline from Russian bot reviews. Well, if you are watching this, then I'm talking about the old episodes that you already watched. But it's surprisingly difficult to record Russian bot review videos. They are very lengthy, as I mentioned, and in order to treat it slightly more seriously, I watched the episode 2 times. And so I spent like an hour just watching the episode, then I spent like maybe half an hour reading the manga, then half an hour writing some notes, and then like a couple of hours recording. So it takes me, well, I'm not saying it's too difficult, but it is time consuming, and so it takes me like several hours to create one episode, which is I initially planned to be able to do it daily, and I'm not sure if I will be able to keep up, because anime is one thing. Eventually I feel like we will get to the point where we have shorter episodes because there is less speculation, there is less stuff to comment on, where we have, for example, like an episode full of fighting or stuff like that. But I also want to review movies, and with movies it would be even more difficult, because if you if you take like a movie that is 2 hours long and you watch it 2 times and then you make notes about it, and then you start recording this breakdown, it takes me 2 hours to talk about 20 minutes long anime. How long do you think I'm gonna talk about 2 hour long movie? So I'm really kind of worried about this. Like I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to work. But uh, I think I will be taking a break from My Hero Academia, and because I have more shows and movies that I want to cover as well. And um, I don't think this break is going to be long because one, I don't want to kind of forget about this series completely. I don't want to forget the names and stuff like that. And I don't want to take too long break, and I would want to watch to continue watching anyway, right? And I feel like I'm hyped about the sports festival and what is to come, so I don't think I will be able to stay away for too long. But there is other shows that I wanted to talk about, and those shows so far they don't have that many seasons and that many episodes. So I'm hoping that I will be able to maybe like cover a different show for a week or something like that, and then switch back to My Hero Academia, or maybe mix it together. So kind of like I have Let's Plays where I upload 2 games at once. Maybe I will do the same where I would one day upload anime and another day I would upload something else. With maybe movies be something like weekly instead of daily, because those videos are going to be probably insane. So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone watches these. Based on the statistics that I see, no one really does. So I'm not sure who I'm explaining it to, but it's kind of like for future records, I guess. If someone begins to investigate me because I did something, I don't know. So they can get kind of like an insight how I was progressing with my YouTube. So yeah, again, I really appreciate you guys if you do watch those. I know this is not really standard type of content. It's not really reactions. It's not really reviews. It's kind of weird, low, not. I wouldn't even say that it's low effort, even though yeah, okay, it kind of is, but it's also like low production as well, and but I think it could be interesting. Like I do have some YouTubers that I watch that are doing this similar type of content with comics or with books. So I hope it works for some of you guys. And again, if you are watching this, I really appreciate it. It's really crazy to think that someone spent like an hour listening to me with my stuttering and stuff like that. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. I should probably wrap this up. So subscribe to the channel, go beyond, clench your buttocks, Detroit smash the notification button, the like button, leave a comment if you will. If you want to comment on the format or anything like that. About the format, I guess I should mention that I'm thinking about how to improve it. And honestly, currently I don't really have any ideas. But we will see with... technically I can play videos. It's the reason why I'm not playing videos is because I really don't want to do this copyright dance, you know. Like I know that you can play like shorter clips, but I also heard from other YouTubers that even if you play shorter clips, sometimes they get flagged anyway, and then you have to edit the video, and I'm really bad at editing, and it takes me like an insane amount of time, not just to edit the video, but also then to re-encode the video into the new version. So I'm trying to have this unedited content. So yeah. Anyway, that's again like different topic. So I'm not sure I would want to try playing some clips, even though I feel like in some cases it would make sense. But yeah, I will think about stuff like maybe if I mute it, or maybe if I put like a filter over it. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly. About webcam, I don't think I want to put my face online, and I don't think anyone wants to see it. It's not like a reaction or anything like that, so I think just voice is enough. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's it for the first season. Next season, second season, soon, trademark. But before the second season, we will get another TV show probably. So yeah, goodbye. Subscribe to the channel. Detroit, smash the subscribe button. Goodbye.